Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to Be Determined. Today we're going to be going over the Aurora staff and whether or not it's good and what it's going to be useful for. But before we get into that, please make sure that you are subscribed. As you can see, nearly 92% of you aren't subscribed. So if you could help us make that number a little bit smaller this week, that would be insane. Also, we're still giving out the OG role in our Discord. So if you want to grab that role before we hit 1,000 subs, then you can click the link in the description. But with that out of the way, let's get into the video. Alright, so today we're going to be talking about the Aurora staff. Now, I have done nothing with this staff. I just grabbed it out of a Kudra fight yesterday, and I haven't tested it or anything, so we're going to see if we can get some reforges on it, hot potato books, stuff like that, enchants, and we'll see where we end up. So the very first thing we're going to do is we're going to go and try and grab the Heroic Reforge. Now, the Heroic Reforge gives an additional 100 intelligence, which is the main reason that we're going for it, because this item is a mage weapon, so we want to give it the best mage abilities that we can. So there we go, first try, we got heroic on it. Very nice. All right, the next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna test it out with this Heroic Reforge, see how much damage it does at the start of the video, and we'll see how much damage it does after we've put everything on. All right, so I'm currently wearing crimson armor, and we'll use a sheep pet. You know what, let's swap over to our superior dragon armor as well. This is kind of my mage setup right now because I don't really run mage, but we'll see how much we deal. So you left click to swap runes, because there are 3 runes that this item swaps between: Mediator, Defender, and Virtuoso. So we'll have to see which one does the most damage. So you left click to swap runes, and you can see in the chat Defender, Virtuoso, Mediator, and then back to Defender, and you right click to deal damage. So 200,000 damage with Defender, 200,000 damage with Virtuoso, and 200,000 damage with Mediators. Okay, I just found this out. If you equip the Aurora armor, if you equip 2 pieces of it, then you can see the affinity of mobs. So we are in a very ugly set of half Aurora, half superior now. So can right click, see how much damage we deal, 183. So you can see the particles around him now. He's got like sharpness particles of blue. So if we swap to Virtuoso, then we don't shoot the right rune. But if we swap to the right rune, then he gets particles around him and we get shots coming out of our staff. Very interesting. Okay, actually with the Virtuoso, I think I just have that particle disabled, but you can see he's got blue particles around him, which means he's susceptible to the Defender rune. Now, if we go and find the mushroom bulls over here, they have a fire particle, which means that they are harmed by the Mediator. But it seems like the mushroom bulls are kind of split. Okay, I think each mob is split. It doesn't matter the type of mob. As you can see, this mushroom bull has blue particles around it, and these have fire. So if you swap to blue, you should shoot the ones with the blue particles. You swap to Mediator, which is fire, shoot the ones with the fire particles. And I have a certain particle turned off, so I think that this one must be Virtuoso. I'm not sure what particle shows for that, but oh wow, you can see him exploding. There it goes. All right, so this staff is meant to be used with Aurora armor then. Using the proper runic spells of the Aurora staff grants 1 stack of Arcane Vision. Each Arcane Vision stack grants you plus 2% damage on your next runic spell. At 10 stacks, the Aurora staff spells explode on hit. Okay, so that's why the explosions were happening, because of the Aurora armor set ability. So the Aurora set without this staff is kind of useless until you star it up, so it's better than Storm. But like the Aurora armor ability is useless unless you have the Aurora staff. All right, that's pretty cool. Now we are going to enchant this bad boy and see if we can give it some more damage buffs. All right, there we go. I didn't put lethality on it because we're not going to be dealing melee damage with it, so it doesn't matter. And I also didn't put lifesteal on it because we're not really going to be in a situation right now where we're going to need it. Also, I am out of experience bottles and I don't want to buy any more at the moment, so we're going to save that money for a later video. So this will do for now. Let us see real quick if we can put some gemstones on it. Are the gemstone slots open, or do you have to open them? 250,000 coins to open both of those slots. Well, here goes that money that I was going to save for another video. All right, can we get an F in the chat for 500,000 coins? Thank you very much. All right, here we go. The Heroic Aurora staff, 372 intelligence. Now we're going to put some hot potato books on it, and then we're pretty much done. All right, here goes nothing. All right, there's the last one. An additional 20 damage and 20 strength. So let's see how much we deal in our full superior once again. All right, last time it was almost exactly 200,000 damage, 200 250,000 damage. All right, so that intelligence buff is really, really nice. I think the first strike as well, I put first strike on it instead of triple strike. That helps out quite a bit. This honestly could be really good for zealot farming. Let's put our sided reforge on as well, and that'll increase our intelligence by 750. Holy cow, that increased our damage by 100,000. Dude, that is nice. Let's see if it's viable for farming zealots, which, I mean, farming zealots isn't exactly viable. It's still viable, but it's not as viable as it was. But let's see how good it is. All right, so we're a lot of blocks away right now. Can we get him from here? I think we're too far away. Okay. All right, well, it's not as good as some other items, but it is a very cheap weapon. Problem is its range is very limited. It's like I'm not going to be able to hit this guy from right here. You can see he's taking damage, but his health is staying the same until I get to about right here. Okay, so that is 1, 2, 3. That's about 30 blocks away. So you can hit them from 30 blocks away, but if you're farther away than that, you will not be able to hit them. But it does do a really good amount of damage. The main issue I'm having with it is the 1 second cooldown. If it didn't have the 1 second cooldown, then it'd practically be a Jerry Sheen Gun 2.0 because it only costs 10 mana. So ultimate wise really isn't required on this. If you have enough intelligence to deal a good amount of damage, then you're not going to need to put ult wise on this for sure. Even if you don't, you really don't need ult wise on this anyways. But that is really cool. This weapon does a really good amount of damage. Like compared to my Spirit Scepter, which does 63,000, 350,000 damage is not too shabby, especially considering how cheap it is. Like it's not even 1,000,000 coins, and it cost me probably around 1,000,000 coins to put the gemstones on it, which aren't even really that required, on as well as the hot potato books. So like those two combined was around 1,000,000 coins. So if you don't want to do the gemstones, you really don't need to. I'm just going a little overkill, but hot potato books definitely helps. Having a good intelligence reforge really helps. An intelligence set as well, intelligence pet, all that stuff is really useful. Like I'm sure my sheep pet is doing a ridiculous amount of the work here, but look at that. That is really nice. Now you see I am out of range there, but I didn't realize it does like a 3-prong shot too. So whenever I shoot, boom, you can see it's got like 3 prongs of fire there, but it only does the particles if you're shooting it at a mob. Like I'm right clicking in the air right now and it won't let me hit anything, and except it seems like there's an entity that it detects up there. But like if I'm not looking at an entity, then it will not count. So that is really good for server lag, I think is why they did that. They knew that this could potentially be the Jerry Gun 2.0, and you remember how laggy it was when that came out if you were here then. But this only does the particles when you're shooting it at a mob. So I think it is detecting a mob sometimes. Like if you move it around too quickly, it might detect a mob, but if you just shoot it straight, okay, it really thinks there's a mob over there. It doesn't always do it. It's a little glitchy, but I don't think it's supposed to shoot when there's not a mob in the area. You can tell there's not a mob here, and I'm spamming it and it's not doing anything. But this weapon is very, very good for the price. Now let's go put it in our museum and see that its value is unknown once again. Oh snap. Okay, well that is a negative. You can't put it in your museum. Well, now I'm annoyed. This was supposed to be a museum mastery video, but now it's not. I wonder why you can't put it in here. Why can't we donate this item to our museum? Oh well, it's cool. That'll be added to my mage setup. Honestly, I think I'm gonna put the Spirit Scepter in here now because I don't really ever use it at this point. It's worth 15 million coins now. That's not too bad. At least we put one item in our museum today, but that's all for me today, boys. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, please remember to leave a like and subscribe if you haven't already. Also, I've got a single coming out in 4 days on May 24th. So if you want, you can pre-save that with the link in the description. But I appreciate all of you watching, and I hope you have an amazing rest of your day. God bless.